Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. I'm back for The Whale Called Moon, and I'm doing a fun reading today. I'm actually recording later in the day, in the evening, than I normally would, so the lighting's different. But I normally don't record with The Whale Called Moon readings in the evening just because in the past it's been hard to see the tea, and I kind of want to be sure, people are being able to at least see it if they want to see the tea. But I don't know. Today is a very special day because today is my 44th birthday. And I've been doing recordings all day. I did a recording on IG, and then I did a recording for my Oracle Daphne channel on the same theme, and that is the Fire Horse year that's coming up February 17th. For the Chinese New Year, the change for in the astrology with it changing to the fire horse, the year of the fire horse, a lot of fire energy. And I got this mug, which came in this package, which is the best gift I ever gave myself, which was the Perfect Man hot chocolate. Okay. It says he puts the hot in the hot chocolate. And I just thought it was the most funniest, most fun thing I've ever bought for myself. And since I do tea, I was like, I'm just going to use this mug. It says too hot to handle for the reading. And it's perfect for the fire year that's coming up. That's, really, I feel like it's going to resonate the most with fire and air signs, but I feel because it affects the air so much, but it also you might resonate if you're a water sign or if you're an earth sign as well. It just depends on what you got in your chart. This is a reading for all signs. I haven't done a lot of combined readings where I'm combining the charms that I've got along with the tea. So this is new content. This is new fresh content, and I'm excited to be here and to share this with you guys. So the theme is what messages are coming through for this fire horse year. This if we are looking at feminine energies, this is going to be for the feminine. Masculine energies, of course, we got the too hot to handle masculine over here. This is sage and nettles, and I also added in the passion flower night tea because it's getting close to the evening. And this is the tulsi, which is holy basil tea. I want to start off with saying that this is a new channel, so if you find this reading by any chance at all, please subscribe, please like my videos. I do intend to continue to grow this channel. It's still small, it's still growing, and so I appreciate all the support. If you're able to do any donation at all, even if it's just $10, it means a lot to me. You can donate through Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, Zelle, or send a gift card to my PO box. Everything's in the description, and I appreciate all financial support because this channel is too new. There's no way for me to make anything really from it. And my Oracle Daphne channel lost the monetization a long time ago. So, because I went back into healthcare and I took a break. So yeah, just all the support and love is appreciated. If you can like the video, if you can comment, I just appreciate it so much. I particularly love this channel because it gives me so much room to be creative. So let's jump in. I want to start off with this masculine here, but I'm looking at the tea to see what we got. And I'm going to ask Moon specifically. Moon is the inspiration for the channel. Moon broke her back and swam 3,000 miles. She's a humpback whale in spirit. So we're going to ask Moon what wants to come through for the messages. She's showing me there's an impending move for many of you. It's so interesting. She traveled, 3,000 miles, and I'm seeing a move. I'm seeing, for some of you, this could be traveling as well. I'm seeing very kinetic energy, like all these swirls and spirals. To me, that's very kinetic energy. I can tell what person is moving because they typically, will drop things, spill things. I met somebody at the grocery store who spilt soap from her cart, and it was a sign that she was going to be moving. She said she and her partner were just going to buy a house, or just about to move into a new house. So it was timely for me to say that. And I do feel for many of you, you're going to notice, your energy shift, or the energy shifting, whether you spill something, drop something, it's just going to become apparent. For some of you, the message actually is about your blood sugar. For some of you, you need to watch your sugar. She's saying your sugar intake, your food intake, what you're doing for food, how many times you're eating. Some of you are not eating enough. I'm seeing that as well. Some of you might be kind of doing like, not eating enough and then eating everything in the house, or, going shopping and then coming home and eating everything that you bought. It's like binging a little bit. Or just trying to catch up from not eating. I feel like some of you might go through periods in your day where it's like 6 hours, just long. I'm seeing the number 6, long hours in the day where you're not eating. And so you need to eat more, even if it's just a snack bar, first thing, or a power bar first thing, something. It doesn't even matter blood sugar wise. I've talked to a lot of people, about what it is that you're putting into your body. As long as you get something in and your blood sugar's going, you got to have fuel somehow. So a lot of people are very picky about, how many eggs they consume, and specifically what they're taking. But people with blood sugar issues, really, honestly, you just have to get some protein into your system. You have to get something on board. You have to have, at least a muffin, something, some carbs, some protein, you just have to get something going. So I'm seeing that. It's actually interesting that's coming through here. I see a masculine. Okay, so this is a masculine who's going to be very focused on losing weight. And I do feel like weight loss for some of you is going to be a focus, whether you're masculine or feminine. I do feel like for some of you, you're going to lose weight, but I also feel like you're going to need to move your body more. Like you're not moving your body, or you're going to have to do different things. Like, so like, let's just say my guides are showing me this thing where, some of you like maybe only like to exercise a certain way. Like some people, they're like, well, I don't like to jog, or I don't like to run. And so they don't do anything at all. Or maybe if they do exercise, it's a little bit of walking, but that's not nearly enough. For some of you, you're going to have to do different kinds of exercise. So, a little bit of swimming, a little bit of jogging, a little bit of aerobic. I'm seeing a little bit of weight training, a little, just like a bunch of different things. Not just getting so focused on one thing. Some people just, they hyper laser focus on not running, and so they don't do anything, or they hyper laser focus on, maybe they only like to go for a bike ride, but they don't get their bike ride in, so they don't even lift a hand weight. This is kind of needing to get out of the box. Moon is agreeing with me, like, to get out of the box, as far as like how you physically are healthy. So for some of you, physically looking at your physical health with new fresh eyes, during this fire year, some of you, the activity level or the kinds of activities you're going to be thinking about in new and different ways. You're thinking about your diet in new and different ways. I feel like for a lot of people, people have a lot of very strong habits. And I feel like I've read for a lot of people who have very strong habits with regards to what they eat, how many times they eat, how they exercise. Across the board, females do not like to run. Like I meet a lot of women who are overweight. They don't like the way their bodies look, and so they don't run. They refuse to run or jog or anything. And I feel like there's a lot of resistance or stubbornness to overcome as far as getting, the way they're looking at their body. I feel like a lot of you, you're only looking at it in a very singular way. And so, the message is to look at it from a multifaceted, kind of way where you're eating a variety of foods, fruits and vegetables, but it's a variety. It's trying new things, maybe trying new restaurants, maybe trying new fruits. There's really cool, like, tropical fruit boxes that you can order, and I encourage you to do that too. I mean, part of the problem with our bodies, especially our liver, is that we're supposed to be eating different things. So if we're only eating the same bread, the same cereal, the same pasta every day, we're going to die from cancer, because cancer is one of those weird things where it doesn't like variety. But the people that are on very, like, they're very narrow minded as far as how they eat or what they eat. They only eat certain things. They have wheat or dairy 2 or 3 times a day. That is toxic for your liver. Your body needs change. Cancer doesn't like change. The way to beat cancer, the way to beat these the bugs, is to have a wide range of fruits and vegetables, wider ranged, eating different things every day. Not eating the same thing for breakfast, changing the kind of yogurt you have, changing the fruits you have, changing how much you eat, changing the patterns. There's some people that, have religious coffee habits where they drink the same coffee every single day. And here's the thing. This is is a fire horse year. So this is like a year to really examine the inflammation in your body, to really examine your health, to really examine your physical activities. And there's so many things that we could do physically. We just don't do it. So, like, this would include some of you just taking a yoga class or doing a meditation class, or doing something like maybe like never tried a hot yoga class. You could even do like a gentle yoga class. For some of you, getting like a personal trainer and doing, just a little bit of lifting, but not a lot. This is not like, people go crazy and they go, okay, well, I'm going to lose like 100 pounds and I'm going to go hard and do all this stuff. And you know what? That's great. And that's ambitious. And some of you want to go big. That's fine. But I'm not talking David Goggins here, because David Goggins is running like 200 miles, like 15 miles at a time. And I don't think that's really the message here. The message is like, for some of you, just doing a couple miles, a couple times a week, adding in a good yoga routine, adding in some, hand weights to your routine, stretching more, maybe doing some rock climbing if you can somewhere, like on a wall at a gym, maybe joining like a running group or like a spinning class. There's so many different ways to exercise. You don't, like, there's not just one way. And again, it's like limiting your diet to the same coffee, the same pasta, the same, like, cereal. Like, no, this is a year you're not going to be able to do that. I hate to tell you this. There will be more inflammation that happens in the body this year, because it's a fire year. There's going to be more inflammation. You guys are going to have to work on stress reduction. Okay, I'm seeing also stress reduction here. Your children also are going to have to work on a stress reduction. Some of you are going to have to really reduce the amount of like TV time that you're spending, or time on your cell phone, because it adds more stress to the body when you're on your cell phone a lot. In the charms, I saw 2 crystals here. These 2 crystals. One that has a rough edge, which I think is kind of like symbolizing going through like a rough patch, and another which doesn't ever really come out that much. To me, this is a time of purification. We also have the black tourmaline here. Purification and clarity. Purification in your diet, purification in your habits, purification in your running or your lifting or your exercise routines. Purification in any kind of toxins that you're putting into your body. Some of you, you're going to really think about going holistic this year, where maybe you're tired of taking antibiotics and you're like, okay, I need to do something else, maybe seeing a naturopath. I'm seeing I'm seeing variety. That's what Moon is showing me here with the Too Hot to Handle. And okay, so what else? It's purification though at its finest. We have a tiny little pebble here, which is a catalyst. And it's so funny, it's near this cup, and this cup has this little bean in it. And to me, that's about food. And I feel like, again, the small changes that you make are going to be massive this year. It's going to have a huge effect on you. Like any change that you'd make to your diet. Let's just say you switch from coffee to matcha lattes. Okay, it's going to have a huge, major effect. If you were to cut out like sweets or sugar and go on like a low sugar diet, it's going to need more protein. You're going to see the change in your body. You're going to see a shift in energy. I actually do feel like some of you, which it's going to be both what you're drinking and what you're eating. That's really going to be the change you're going to see. A lot of people notice they lose a lot of weight when they drink a lot of water. I mean, some of you're going to just see a lot of changes when you do one or two things. But again, the variety thing, especially we have Uranus going into Gemini, and Gemini is the planet of variety. It is the salad bar. It is trying different things. Okay. So, I feel like for some of you, the people that are going to struggle the most this year are probably going to be people that have a lot of strong Virgo in their chart. The Virgo is the one that doesn't make changes. The Virgo is the one that's, like very box oriented, that only really looks at things from a very square perspective. And I'm not saying that like all Virgos are going to have this issue, but I feel like a very strong Virgo energy would not necessarily make the changes here. When Virgo changes something, they kind of change in a much bigger way or drastic way. And it's like a major, major overhaul usually. When they change a job, it's a big, big deal. Things in their life, with the Virgo are bigger deals. So again, we're looking at different types of energy here with this year and the messages for this year. I don't want to get too far into, the Virgo energy, but I do see that if there's anybody who has very strong Virgo and they're like, they have to stick to a certain diet plan, or they have to stick to a certain, like, what they're drinking, calorie routine. It's really going to not be the best for those people, because this is a time where there's so many planets in Aquarius, and Pluto's in Aquarius, and we are in the age of Aquarius, and so the Aquarius changes like it's adaptable. It's almost machine-like in how fast it changes. And it's like it comes up with something like it's almost like looking at a kaleidoscope, or looking at the picture is going to be completely different in like 2 seconds. It's so multifaceted and multidimensional that essentially it's hard to keep up with. So this is a very holistic approach to things, but it's also very multifaceted. This is not just like, okay, you're going to start to do more hot yoga and you're going to feel great, or you're going to start to lift some hand weights and you're going to lose 10 pounds. This is more like you're going to have to look at it from a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then change it again tomorrow. Try getting things that have like a high vitamin C content, and then look at it again the following day. It's so interesting. We're going so hard into diet here and exercise. Okay, I want to look at this feminine energy. Just taking a sip here of the tulsi. It's so cute. I'm seeing paw prints, and I'm also seeing like boxing gloves. I'm also seeing like fireworks, and like a gingerbread man. I'm also seeing the Wolverine. Interesting. Okay, so here's the thing. Some of you feminines are going to be, I almost feel like I'm reading for a masculine here, because there's a lot of masculine energy coming through this. I feel like some of you feminines are going to be trying to balance your masculine and feminine energies. So this would be like, if you wanted to go soft era kind of thing, this would be a challenging year for you. I feel like some of you, like the more tougher stuff that you're going to have to go through is going to require your masculine side to be very strong. It's going to require you to be strong. Now, I'm not saying that there's not going to be softer times or softer moments in this year, but I feel like for many of you, we're looking at it like the challenge is, I feel like, is going to be soft feminine, being in soft feminine, not losing your shit on somebody, because this hot masculine over here is going to make you lose your shit. I hate to say that. Whatever the masculine shows up in your life as, whether he's a father figure, a ex-boyfriend, a lover, a partner, whoever he is, and if like you're watching and you're masculine, this is where you are going to make the feminine lose their shit, like real bad. And I feel like some of it is because there's like this hyper laser focus on, I feel like the masculine, is in some kind of work trench. I'm seeing like this Chinese symbol for longevity, and like they're looking at life as if they're in a tunnel, or they have like some kind of tunnel vision, or like they cannot really look at this feminine other than they want to like bang this feminine. They're in a work tunnel. So there's two modes. There's working and in their tunnel, and then there's banging this feminine, whoever this feminine is. And this feminine actually could represent multiple feminines. Other than that, the masculine is just sort of scattered. I feel like he's very scattered. There's going to be, I don't know, I want to say fights about picking up their stuff, whatever that stuff is. I want to say picking up stuff, but that could actually mean picking up stuff from a house, picking up stuff in their house, if they have like a house and you share space, some kind of mess that they have. I don't know whether it's something that they spill in the house. So interesting, going back to what I said about a spill. There's something about a spill here. It's almost like the masculine is not paying attention to things that they're leaving behind. It's like, so like if they were in the kitchen, they wouldn't put stuff away. They might not wash their dishes. They might leave stuff on the floor, like messes that they're not cleaning up on the floor. It's just sort of a mess behind them. My mom used to say that there was a trail of stuff behind my dad, and he would leave a trail of stuff. So I'm seeing with the masculine. So I see fights, we got this too hot to handle here. And I see fights about cleanliness and picking things up. This could also be for some of you, if you have like, masculines in your household, them not cleaning their stuff, them not taking care of their stuff. But I feel like for romantic relationships, I feel like this masculine, whoever this is not pulling their weight as far as their cleaning habits. I want to say their cleaning habits. So let's just say they never clean the bathroom, or they never do the laundry. It's stuff that's very practical in nature. I have to get going here, but I want to mention this came out, and this is crabapple seeds, which I saved from this beautiful crabapple tree. And it has a very beautiful old world energy. The crabapple tree is an energy that I want to talk about more in the future, but it's very old world. It's very romantic. For some of you that are looking for romance or wanting more romance, it's there. It's just, for some of you might be too busy to pay attention to it. Some of you might need to really focus this year on doing more like romantic date nights, or trying to date more. And I also feel like for some of you, you're going to be looking at old world foods as far as your diet. So more porridge, more oats, more pumpkin, more root vegetables, anything that, they would have eaten in like the 1800s. This is old world, for some of you growing your own vegetable garden. That's all on the docket this year. Homegrown, handmade. I'm seeing that. I do see a masculine gifting a feminine, like something pretty. And I also feel like for some of you, you're going to be able to do things, like the pieces are going to come together for you as far as doing things you want to do. And whether that's, you know, planting a garden, because we have these little pieces here about planting a garden, or doing stuff, activities that you want to do. The pieces are going to come together. And I forgot to, we have a pumpkin seed that actually came out as well. So, I don't know. I feel like there's kind of a mixed bag as far as the energies, but that's what I'm seeing. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye, guys.